Hey guys, on today's video I'll be showing you how I did this beautiful purple nail set using only Gel Bottle's clear rubber top coat. Now this top coat is a lot thicker than regular top coat, so it's a strong top coat, ideal for encapsulating glitters, building a long layer of nail extensions, no sticky residue, no need for expensive cleansers, LED and UV curable. So the first thing I'll be doing is, of course, doing my thin layer base. It's a peel off LED UV cured base, so that way I can just pop off the gel nails and redo another set instead of removing and reapplying the nail tips on my mannequin hand. The thing about this buildable top coat is that you can use it with no chip, simply to top coat it and to add extra strength, or you can use it to build with if you do not want to purchase any other type of gel. This gel works great and it does soak off, so that's awesome for people that don't want to sit there and file off and damage the client's nails. So the first thing I am doing, I'm using the clear rubber top coat. Now I am not using the base, the rubber base, because like I said, I'm gonna pop these right off, but you would use the clear rubber base first, a very thin layer, and then use the clear rubber top so it attaches. So you want to make sure you do the base very well all around, as close as you can to the cuticle, get the free edge, get the sidewalls, and then apply one thin layer of the top coat and go from there. I am showing you the viscosity of the gel, which is a very thick self-leveling gel. I love self-leveling gels. Some people don't, but I like them because it makes my job easier. I apply it, I wait a few seconds, let it self-level for any imperfections, and then put it in the lamp. Now this is one of the glitters I'm going to use for the base. It is a lot finer, and then the other glitter, it's a lot thicker, chunkier glitter, which is from the Dollar Tree. So the first thing I'll be doing is a very, very thin layer of the top rubber coat. So since this will be just glitter, because after I applied the glitter I realized that I like it like that without encapsulating it. You can encapsulate, don't get me wrong, I just choose not to because it just looked perfect to me. I'm using one of my little plastic, I don't know how to call these, but I'll see if I find any similar and I'll list it below. One of my students got me like 15 to 20,000 of these, I don't know, it was a huge bag of them. It was awesome. It was a great gift. I use them all the time for dip powders and for any glitters that I use on a client's nails. So now that I did the fine one, I cured the nail and now I'm dusting off with the brush I use specifically to dust off any powders or glitters. And you want to be gentle, you don't want to be crazy either. And after you have cured this, then you go right ahead and apply another layer of the top coat. See, I realized I was going to use the base and I'm like, nope, wrong one. Now you will get some glitter that comes off. That is no problem. I personally don't mind it because when I apply the next glitter, it's still going to cover. I just use this glitter because it's finer as a background to make sure I completely cover as much of the nail as I can, so none of the nail shows other than the glitter. So I make sure I get it all over the nail. This is a thick gel, like I said, so you want to make sure you clean up the free edge and the side so it doesn't become a bulkier nail. And this is just showing you how I clean my brush before I re-dip it in the container, or else you will contaminate your whole top coat. And I just go ahead and apply the chunkier glitter, which is just so pretty. I really liked it like this. I wasn't planning on keeping it like this until after I cure it, and then I was like, yep, that's how it's staying. So after curing it, I go ahead and dust off everything that's left over and I move on to my next nail. So I go on and I build with these nails. Since the glitter is thicker, 2 layers were perfectly fine of the top rubber coat. I did not need to add more, but these will just have a regular no chip polish on top. So I go on and I build my nails. Now this isn't my client, this is just my mannequin hand, so I am not doing it as perfect as I should and cleaning up the sidewalls. If you want to save time, you can definitely do that. I just keep going with my hands. This is self-leveling gel, like I said, so it will level itself, which means it could expand by the time you get to your thumb. So if you're working on a client, you want to make sure that you do one finger by one hand at a time. What I'm saying is, let's say you start off with their right hand. You work on their pinky. Once you put one layer, tell them to put that hand in the lamp, go onto their right hand, or their left hand, my bad, and work on that pinky. Then keep switching back and forth until you get the exact layers you want. Because if you work on one hand, start with the pinky and end up going all the way to your thumb, by the time the thumb is done and you put it into the lamp, either the gel will lean over to one side or it'll completely spread out and go on the sides of the client's nails, and you want to avoid that. So it's a lot quicker to work on one finger by one hand at a time. That way you don't waste any time instead of working at one hand. Does that make any sense? I hope it does. And you can also use the little strings. That's exactly what I call them. It's whenever you pull some gel off, you can lift some of those little gel strings and fill any gaps in. I love doing that with gel. It's awesome because it fully fills them without you having to grab a whole glob of gel and adding it and then messing up your product. And another best thing to do is move it left to right whenever you're trying to fill up the whole nail, because it just, like I said, it's self-leveling and kind of does the work for you in a way. And the gels that are a lot thicker and a lot harder, that are not self-leveling, you have to move those specifically the areas you want to move them in. That is why I love using this, and I know a bunch of my students and some teachers that I work with as well prefer a thicker gel, one that does not self-level. But it's preference, honestly, whichever one you choose. They're all gels, so it's really whatever you choose to work with. And I am working on all the fingers at once because I don't mind sitting there for a little bit and filing the extra stuff that's going on the sides. This is a video, I can edit it and make it short for you guys. But if it is a client, I do, like I said before, I work one finger in one hand, switch, the other finger in the other hand, switch, and you can actually work really fast and applying these layers. I do these layers very thin because gel can give you a heat spike in the nail if applied too thick, or if the client's nails are already damaged or in pain. You can apply heat to their nail and it will hurt. So I do them very thin and I work in layers. Now I'm just going to file off the nail, and I did spray it with alcohol because I just hate having my whole hand with dust and particles. It's just, especially on videos, I'm always like, oh, I should have cleaned it. So I just try to clean as much as I can, even though I'm dirtying it again and filing it. Silicone gets everything stuck to it. I realized that with this hand, but I wouldn't trade the hand at all. So now I'm just filing into shape. This will take me a little bit longer than normal because I just kept putting the gel on all the fingers. Took my time. I didn't really care much. But if you do it as perfect as you possibly can, you'll avoid all the filing. And gel is easier to file than acrylic. Acrylic is a pain in the butt to file. You can sit there and file, hurt your hands, use the electric file. But honestly, I rarely use the electric file when it comes to gel because no matter how much gel I put on it, I'm filing it and it's coming right off like butter. It's awesome. That's one of the best things I think I like about gel compared to acrylic. It's easier to file off. It doesn't take that much effort. Now, another thing that I do differently, this is just preference, like I said, I file on whenever I do glitter nails. That's just me because I want it to be as crispy and sharp as possible. Now, you can file the nail a lot thinner before you apply the glitter, and you can make it as sharp as you can before applying it, so that when you apply the glitter, you just clean off the sides and the free edge, and there's no need for you to file afterwards. That's totally fine. I guess I just like to extra file. Maybe that's my thing. I just prefer to just apply the glitter and then just clean off whatever I can. And I don't really like when my clients' nails have glitter on the sides close to their skin or on the free on the free edge, because it just makes their nail look bulkier in my opinion. So when I file it and clean it off, it's literally on top floating, so it's really nice and clean. I'm using E.Light 99, one of my gel beige polishes that I like. If I find the link for this, because I bought this a while ago when I started as a student, if I find the link, I'll post it down below. If not, I will definitely tell you where they sell this specifically brand, so you can search their different color options. And with this brand, it is a thinner gel, so I would definitely do 2 coats of this on both my pinky and on my index finger, I think. Not index finger, middle finger, there you go. So I'm doing the pinky, and see how dusty the actual nail gets, and you brush it off and you spray alcohol and you brush it off and it just doesn't come off, but it's okay. At the end, when I take videos and pictures, I'll make sure I really clean it. I usually normally wash the hand with soap and a brush after I'm completely done, after I even put cuticle oil on it, so that way when the pictures come out, you don't see any of that dust and particles on there. So this is the second layer of gel I'm going to be doing. And then I will be doing black on the ring finger. My favorite all-time gel polish is Jet Black from the Gel Bottle. Their white and black polishes are very pigmented to the point where I only use 1 layer of color. And I know there's a lot of people that don't like thick gel polishes, so it's honestly preference as well. I didn't used to like thick gel polishes because it was just frustrating that they were so thick and see-through at the same time. It was very frustrating. But this one, look at it, it's 1 single layer, no nail shows. That's all I need, and that's all I do with my clients. And I save product and I save time, and it's just really awesome that it takes 1 coat. Now I'm applying the top extreme shiny coat on both the beige nails, because those are done and are about to get ready to get crystals applied on top of it. I will not top coat the black nail because that's already a sticky layer that it leaves, the inhibition layer, and that is how I am going to apply this really pretty chrome glitter. I'll post the link down below where I got it, and you can gently rub it or you can just pat it depending on what kind of look you want to go for. And I pat it at first and then I rub it because I want some of the big pieces to stay, but I want the background to get a nice purple finish. Another thing about using this kind of powders or chromes, whatever you like to call them, is that they change depending on the background color. So since this gel polish is black, this is how it looks. With white, it looks a totally different color. As soon as I'm done with the nail, I will dust it off. I use a specific brush to dust off my glitters and powders, and I use a separate brush to dust off my dip powders. Now I'm applying the Extreme Gel Topcoat right on top of that to seal it. And I'm going to buff the nails. I'm going to do the whole entire nail because I still don't know how I'm going to put the crystals on there. I'm just going to go with the flow and see what happens. But if you know what area you're going to put the crystals, then only buff that area. You don't have to buff the whole nail. Now I buff it because I feel like the crystals, when I apply the glue and the crystals, they adhere a lot better and they last weeks on the nails. And after buffing, I just apply the glue right on top. Now I do the top coat because I want to protect the color in case anything happens, in case I don't end up liking the crystal I like it, I can pop it right off and it's no problem. So I am using purple, kind of pink purple crystals that I'm applying. I'm literally just going with the flow, seeing what happens, and it actually turned out pretty nice. Usually when I do clients' nails, they already know what kind of crystals they want or what kind of design with the crystals. But I'm trying to change it up a little bit, not stay in my box of what I like and what I'm used to. So that's exactly what I did, and didn't come out bad at all. Using a wax pencil. For those of you that want to know what I am using to apply the crystals, these are really inexpensive at AliExpress or the app Wish or Amazon. You can buy a pack for like, I think when I bought my pack, it was, I'm not even lying, it was about 10 of them for like $5 or $4 something. They're probably even cheaper now, or probably raise the price depending on where you get them from, but you can compare. They're called wax pencils for crystals. They work awesome. You just shave them down like a regular pencil, and they're really long, just like a pencil or even longer, so they last a long time. I just like that I have a few because I tend to misplace them and lose them, so I just pick up another one and, oh look, I found this one. But if you just need one and you're good with keeping your things, then definitely just get one, and it's like $1 or 50 cents. Now after I finished this, I did apply the gloss top coat, and I took it off before I cured because I really liked how it looked matte, because it made the crystals pop and that beige just looked stunning matte. So it's really your choice on what you want to do. You can always use glitter, or you can use shiny top coats on certain fingers and matte on the others. There's honestly no rules when it comes to the art of nails, in my opinion. But it's good to mess around and just play around with different things. Now I did dip one of my really thin fine brushes, and if you don't have a really fine brush, you can make a really fine brush by cutting the little bristles of the brush to make it very thin. That way you can get in between the crystals, because this will be another help for them to last as long as you want them to. And if by any chance you get any top coat or anything on top, do what I'm doing, rub it off, and it will still work perfectly, and it'll still be shiny. And this is the final look on how building with the rubber top coat from the gel bottle came out. This was a requested video, and if you have any other requests, go ahead and comment below. I'll try my best to do as many as I can. I really hope you guys liked it, and that you learned that you honestly only have to buy the base and the top coat, and you can build anything with these. So it's pretty awesome. Thank you guys for watching.